Man, incredible. Final score 68-60. Wake Forest still back.
Oh, fellas.
You guys hear, Coach?
I kind of lost my voice. I was communicating with the referees, trying to ask them what they wanted for their Valentine present. So that was I got a little loud. So I think I'm gonna send them all a bunch of chocolates with a big ribbon on it. This was a game that was very important to us. I thought our guys played with a sense of urgency. I have never seen us have so many open looks in the first half as we had, many point blank layups. But I think that comes as a result of them putting a lot too much pressure on themselves. I thought they were very anxious, realizing that we were shorthanded. And I thought they put a lot of pressure on themselves to go out and perform very well. And I thought maybe they were a little tight in terms of finishing their plays and knocking down the open looks. On the defensive end, I thought that we were able to get deflections and steals, and we were extremely aggressive that gave ourselves opportunity. But unfortunately, we were a little tight, I thought, on the offensive end, and we just didn't finish some of those great plays. Though we executed very well, offensively and defensively. They made us play for every open look that we gave them in the second half. And I thought that was the biggest difference in the game. And we both shot similar percentages, I thought maybe we would give ourselves a chance. But unfortunately, we came up short tonight, forced them into 26 turnovers because we was extremely aggressive on the defensive end. But on the offensive end, we were still aggressive and probably didn't relax enough to finish some of those plays that we had.
Leonard, what happened to John Butler there in the first half that prevented him from returning to the game?
He sprained his ankle. We thought he was going to have, and that was the diagnosis that I got from the doctors. So he tried to come out and warm up the second half, but it was too sore for him to finish the game. It's unusual that you have these many injuries back to back to back, but but all coaches, if you coach long enough, you'll have these. You'll go through these periods where you'll just shake your head and you'll wonder where these basketball demons are coming from. But more than anything else, it gives some of our young team, some of our young players, an opportunity to step up and have this opportunity to go out and fill in for some of the more experienced players. I thought everybody stepped up a little bit with the energy. I thought that we came up short against a really big, older, more matured team that did not seem to rattle, even though they had 18 turnovers in the first half. I thought they came back and executed a little bit better offensively, and I thought that defensively there were periods in the game where we had a lot of possession when we weren't productive, and I thought that was our demise.
Leonard, what did you think of Harrison's performance? I mean, he had a double-double, 26 minutes, which is a lot for him, obviously a career high. What did you think you got from him overall?
Well, the first thing I want you to know, Harris always ready. He conditions himself, even though he hadn't played. He does a lot of extra running. A lot of time he's on the green team, preparing us for the other team. But that just shows how much savvy he has, how intelligent he is. He's been here for a while. He understands what we need. He got 13 rebounds, not because he was out jumping anybody. He was putting himself in the right positions. He shows how much he's learned and how much he's grown. And unfortunately, we're going to need him in that role down the stretch here. And he stepped up tonight and gave us great leadership. I can't say enough about how proud I am of him.
Leonard, it's
Hey,
at
Coach.
the end. I can go ahead. At the end of the day, it's a loss. But with all the injuries, to cut it to one with about 3 or 4 minutes to go, what does that tell you about the guys you have who are able to play right now?
Well, that means that we're staying focused. That means that we're not giving in to having a pity party. That means says that we still are determined. I remind our guys, we were 9-9 and won the ACC tournament, and went to, I think, the Elite Eight or Sweet 16, one of them. So we still got life in us. We just got to keep positive and not allow the challenges of the injuries to become a negative for us. We got to stay positive.
Coach, it's James Hill. Great foundation for a winning season. A lot of games left. And again, you guys control your own destiny. Can you just talk about moving forward? And a lot of games left.
Well, we have how many conference games left? 8. We have 8 conference games left. And gosh, in order for us to have some postseason life available for us at the end of the season, we need to win our share and go into the ACC tournament and be productive. But the only thing we can do is take it one game at a time. We got to evaluate today's game. We came up a little short. We got to evaluate. Then we got to go back to the drawing board and see can we pull out some victories here of those 8 games that we have remaining.
Any more questions for Coach?
All right, thank you very much, fellas. Come on, Nee, I'm putting my mask on. Where's your? Big fella. Good afternoon. Thanks, Jeff.
Guys, we'll take questions for Harrison, please.
Harrison, obviously you practice a lot and you guys practice really hard, but what does it feel like after playing 26 minutes in a college basketball game? Does that feel different than anything you've experienced in your career here?
In my career here, yeah, I feel like I need to get in the cold tub. The only kind of similar feeling I think I've ever had is after like a big swim meet or something when I swam in high school. That is a pretty similar, feeling of fatigue to this.
And I guess what is your mindset? You knew you were going to have to play today a lot, and then John goes down, and that makes it even. Tenor goes down very early, so You're in the game very early. Coach talked about you always staying ready. I guess talk us through that mindset of being ready to go out there and take advantage when you're called upon.
Yeah, I mean, I know pretty much the game plan before we even do it, and I know our system inside and out. So it's not so much of a thinking about like what I'm going to do. It's more of just hyping myself up to be ready to fight and play as hard as I can, because I mean, at the end of the day, I have a distinct, athletic disadvantage compared to a lot of the guys out there. And so I want to make up for that by playing harder than anybody else on the court. So that's just kind of my, self-talk before I go in.
Harrison, you've been here a long time, been here for a lot of good times, some bad times. What are you telling the guys in the locker room, especially those younger guys that are experiencing the ups and downs, and especially the current stretch of the last 4 games?
Look, I mean, in the middle of the game, what I'm telling them is we can win this game, because the first thing we got to realize is that we're in the game, we can win it. And then when we get in the locker room, I think the thing we need to realize is that this is just a process of learning how to win. We're down 3 really important pieces to our team right now, but if we can compete and win some games now and rattle off a couple wins, like that's going to be huge for the program in the future. So just take what, the situation is. It is what it is. We can't change it. And just learn from it. That's the best we can do.
I know you're not making excuses, but how exhausted, how tired were you guys at the end there, the final 3 or 4 minutes? Because usually you guys have a rotation of 11, and in the second half, it was about 7. So I guess how tired do you and what role do you think that played there down the stretch in trying to get stops?
I'm sure it did play a role. I can only speak for myself in that I was very tired towards the end of that. I remember thinking with about 2.5 minutes left, like I could feel the brick wall coming. And then I think I ended up getting on the bench a little bit after that. So that got taken care of. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that fatigue and just being tired down the stretch is going to make it a little harder to get stops. But again, it's more important that this team learns how to fight through whatever adversity we're going through right now.
Hey,
You
Harrison,
led the team in
you've got several games left. And again, you guys can control your own destiny, and the foundation is there for a great season. Just talk about moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the biggest thing for this team is just learning how to whatever the situation is, we've got to adapt, play hard, play through it, and try to fight for wins no matter what. We can't lay down. And, you know, that's got to be our mindset the rest of the season. There's no laying down in our locker room at all. We just can't let it happen. So we're going to fight.
You led the
Harrison,
team in
did you ever
rebounds
have
today.
did you ever have a double-double in high school?
Yeah, I had double doubles in high school.
And I was going to ask, with you
Sometimes
I had
personally,
a
how
double in high school.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Good. So you're an old hat for you. So how gratifying was it on this stage? I know it's a loss and you don't take solace in losses, for you to play like that when you got that opportunity.
I mean, I don't really care, because like at the end of the day, like I don't care what my stat line is. I just want to win. Like I told Lane earlier, like the thing for me is that like our coaching staff took a chance on me 6 years ago, and I'm going to give them everything I can. I'm going to give the guys in the locker room everything I can. If that means I end up with 13 points and 13 rebounds, then so be it. But I'd rather contribute positively to the game and put us in a position to win the game. That's literally all I care about at this point. Kurt, I know you have a question, so let's go.
I appreciate it, Harrison. You talked about, I'm not trying to dog you by any means. You talked about maybe not being the athlete some of those guys out there are, and yet you led the team in rebounds today. Coach Ham kind of talked about it. You just seem like you're naturally know where the ball rebound's going to go, where the ball's going to go. Is that something you just think you naturally have? Is that something you can study to get better at? I guess what do you attribute that to?
Well, usually there's something in physics, Coach Jones talks about it all the time, called the law of reflection. And so if it hits the basket from one angle of the court, it's got to go the other direction on the other side of the court. All I'm going to try to do is get on the opposite side of the basket and make as much space as possible. And if the rebound comes to me, it comes to me. That's it.
But how big of a part is physicality in that? You're getting position.
I mean, yeah, I mean, huge, definitely huge. I guess being here 6 years, I know how to move my body, and we kind of joke about it all the time in the locker room, but I'm 23 years old. I've been in college weight program for a long time. I'm not going to get pushed around by anybody out here. I know that. I'm just going to kind of try to wedge myself in there, clear out a little bit of space. And if I can get a rebound, I'll get a rebound.
I can't imagine there were many sixth-year walk-ons but I know you took advantage of the COVID year, kind of came back for one more. I guess the season may not be what it could have been so far, but I guess how validated have you been by your decision?
I mean, I was going to be here anyway for school, right? So I'm getting my master's in meteorology right now. Basically, the only question was whether my academic schedule was going to allow me to play basketball. And so I've been fortunate enough to where I've been able to make it work. And so, yeah, it's been gratifying, of course. Like you come in, and every walk-on's dream when you get to college is to like make a basket, right? Like that's the most basic goal that a walk-on has. It's like, I just want to score the ball. All right, well, you check that off at some point, and then what's the next step? Well, I'd like to play a meaningful minute or two every now and again. Well, that's happened. And so I guess, yeah, contribute, like that's kind of the dream, I guess, of a walk-on. But, and this has been a dream come true, but at the same time, like it has to be kept in perspective. Like we have to, if I can contribute, then I want to contribute positively toward the team learning how to win. That's got to be it down the stretch.
Everybody else said?
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Harrison.
Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all.
Hey, do you guys want Caleb, or are you guys good? Yes, you want him, or you don't?
I'm good.
I think we're good.
Everyone's good?
You can have a night off.
Thanks, everybody.
You're gonna bring Caleb?
So, am I not bringing Caleb?